from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who really needs to help you as much as you need to help you fall asleep as much as you need help falling asleep. Making this show really gives me purpose. It means a lot to me, so I'm glad to be here to help you. If you're new, welcome to Sleep With Me. It's a podcast to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff. Normally it's a joyful podcast. I don't know, but I just got serious there for a minute. But I really love being able to make this show, put you to sleep, keep you company night after night after night. And if you're new, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope this podcast can help you out. I've been doing it for about almost 11 years. Pretty close to 11 years when you hear this, to keep you company in the deep, dark night. What we got, the way it works or whatever is I lull you into sleep. I tell you about bedtime story. Tonight will be one of those cool experiences. Well, it won't be cool. It'll be like lukewarm experiences, like where you go, like we had one we recently did called the Willy Wonka experience. This one is definitely even more mundane. So, we got that coming up. And first we'll have a long meandering intro. This is a greeting, then there's support, then a long meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. Which, if you don't like the intros, you get to listen to bedtime stories from Sleep With Me. Those don't have the intros. But most people like the intro. It's like a friend in the deep, dark night. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm really glad you're here. I wish I could have explained more, but it got mixed up. I'm glad you're here. And, the Boar friends who are listening, who support this show, people who support the sponsors, people who refer people to podcast, and the sponsors themselves, that's how we're able to do this for you. So thank you, everybody. Week after week after week, thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. I got a couple quick announcements. One is that Sleep Phones is having a giveaway. You can find it on social media, on our social media, or at Sleep Phones social media. So that's at Dear Scooter or at Sleep Phones. And it's a Sleep Phones giveaway and a year-long subscription to the highest tier, Sleep With Me Plus. So you could check that out on social media because Sleep Phones is running that promotion, but you'll see us tagged and all of that. But I also want to run a promo for my friend Harris's podcast, Calm History. If you're looking to relax with moments from history, you're curious about history, check out Calm History in your podcast app of choice. Each episode is narrated in a calm voice to help you relax or fall asleep. You'll travel back in time to the global history of rubber, Joan of Arc, the Titanic, Marco Polo, Jackie Robinson, and so much more. You could use the link in our show notes or search your podcast app for Calm History. It's available in every podcast app, so check those out. And Mystery Bart, a lot of people help out on the show. Who are they?
Poster son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Carl W. the legend. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Eric and the team at Astoundor on the website. I am the mystery bar. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at JonathanMann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support Dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. Don't forget, if you're looking to just get your own sleep phones, Sleep With Me branded sleep phones, go to our, use our link, sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleepphones, and use Sleep With Me to save $5 off on your order. Most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me. What do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it the bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts on your mind, thoughts that you're thinking about the past, the present, the future, thinking thoughts. It could be feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally, feelings that came up earlier, anticipation feelings, baffling feelings, I don't know, feelings, holy moly, feelings about holy moly. Or mole, like let's say you cooked some quality mole and then someone frowned. And you say, I got feelings about that. Or they said, holy moly. And you say, no, it's just me. I just worked hard in the kitchen. Nothing spiritual about this mole. It could be physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine. You could have something coming up. You could be going through something. You could be traveling. You could have guests. Maybe you work the third shift. Maybe you work a job with irregular hours. Maybe you're a student or a teacher, and or you just have something big coming up in your life. Whatever it is, I'm really glad I'm able to be here to try to help keep you company and take your mind off of stuff so you could fall asleep. And the reason I make this show is twofold. One, I've been there, tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep. So I know how it feels in the deep, dark night, like what it's like to struggle with that stuff, what it's like to anticipate bedtime in a non-positive way, to understate it, to dread bedtime. And I know how it feels for me, even in a house full of people, even in a room with people in it, even in a bed with people in it, or my lovely dog Koa right next to my bed. For me, it can feel lonely. It might not feel that same way for you, but I'm here to keep you company however you feel. But the important thing is, for a lot of people that have trouble sleeping, it can be hard to connect with people that sleep just fine. And I think that's just part of it. And maybe you have a roommate or a partner or family members, and they're all sleeping great. And they say, well, why don't you just try closing your eyes and thinking about something nice? Why don't you try counting sheep or counting backwards? Why don't you make a list? I said, we'll make a list of stuff. I don't know if I should be doing that. If I'm trying to sleep and my brain's full of lists. So no, thank you. That's so you've heard suggestions and you just don't feel seen. This is a podcast where almost everybody listening, not everybody, but almost everybody listening, they see where you're at, and they've been somewhere similar. And they can probably relate to some of the feelings you have about bedtime and sleep and all this stuff. And they're glad you're here. They've been holding the space for you. They're like, wow, I really hope this podcast helps you like it helped me. Because I know I've been through something like you have, or maybe something different. And I know how it feels. And I know that getting the sleep I need has made my life more manageable, has made my life more pleasant, not dreading bedtime, having this goofy podcast to listen to has helped me. And I'll be honest with you right now, when I'm recording this, I'm going through it and my family's going through it. And I've heard from people that listen to the podcast, and it's really touched me because it's like, like when that stuff comes up and you can't sleep, or when your life's lifing, I don't know, those things pile up, right? But if you're getting some rest at least, or at least some respite in the deep, dark night, some kind of comfort, some kind of distraction where you could be distracted from whatever is keeping you awake, it offers some relief. And that's what I hope I can provide for you, because you deserve some relief. You deserve some rest. Just like the people in my family that are having trouble sleeping right now, and myself, you deserve a little bit of a break. And I hope I can provide that. What I'll do here is I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm going to use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders and superfluous tangents, which means my voice is not traditionally soothing. I go off topic, I get mixed up, and like that, something peters out, then I get distracted, then I'll talk about something, then I'll re-talk about it, then I'll forget what I was talking about. So those are pointless meanders and superfluous tangents. And all of it is just to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff. It is very different. When most people get here, it takes a few tries to get used to this podcast. One, because you're probably tired and fed up, right? And maybe you found this podcast by accident, or someone mentioned it to you a few months ago and then somebody else did, or you read something about it and then you heard about it and then you searched for it. And you probably had certain expectations, reasonable expectations of like what a sleep podcast would be or what it would sound like. And this is very different. This is more of a friend keeping you company. So if you're skeptical or doubtful or unsure or frustrated, that's pretty normal. And for our most engaged listeners, the people who have supported the show the longest, a lot of them say, yeah, at first I just didn't like the show. And then I realized, like that's part, I mean, the not liking it is my reaction because it doesn't make any sense. He's just talking. He's never going anywhere. He's always never going anywhere. So it does take some getting used to. If you already know, though, that this show is not a fit for you or your style or your taste, bravo. I mean, it's good that you know that right now. Check out sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. There's other sleep podcasts and sleepy stuff on there. And that hopefully will help you out because you still deserve a good night's sleep. You just still deserve a distraction and a break in the deep, dark night, even if you can't stand me. And I've heard from so many people that would agree with you over the years. That's why I set up sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. Don't have to send me an email about your feelings about me. Find a nice sleep podcast out there for you that works for you. But the way this one works is it's a podcast you kind of just barely listen to, almost like background noise, but slightly more engaging, like it's something you could listen to, but you don't need to listen to it. And tonight will be kind of like an audio experience, almost like a walking tour that you listen to, but much milder and pointless, more pointless. But you could just barely listen to it. Just like if you were looking at an out of focus picture or even an impressionist picture, you say, okay, I get that. That's nice. I guess my brain kind of fills in the details, or you just enjoy it for what it is. Or if you're trying to hold sand in your hand and it's slipping through your hand, or there's a TV on in the other room, music or a party down the street, just far enough down the street that doesn't bug you. I don't know, birds in the distance, stuff like that. They say, oh, that's not bad. If it was closer, if I was paying attention to it, I don't know if I would like it. But yeah, that far away, not too bad. So it's a podcast you barely listen to. Also, this is like, I've been making this sleep podcast since, 2013. And it's kind of grown, and the types of sleep podcasts have grown from there. But this is a podcast that doesn't put you to sleep. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep. There is no pressure to fall asleep. The whole idea of the show is I keep you company like a friend. If you can't sleep, I'm here to keep you company. That's why the shows are over an hour. So you don't have to wonder, is he going to stop talking? Or, there's over 600 ad-supported shows ready to go that you could build playlists with or listen all night long. Because I'm here to be your bore friend, your bore bae, your bore sib, your bore bud, your bore bestie, your bores, your neighbor, your bore bee, your bore bruh, your best bore friend forever. And to keep you company while you fall asleep. There's people who are listening who need a break during the day. There's people who are listening who won't, they just have a kind of insomnia where they can't sleep. And I'm here to keep you company whether you're awake or asleep, or whether you're listening or not. And that's kind of what works. I'll be here to the very end. And I haven't talked about this in a while. It was one of the most essential pieces of feedback I got in the first 6 to 12 months of making this podcast when it was an experiment and this whole idea was an experiment. And I was trying to figure out what is this idea I have about a podcast where somebody just talks to you and keeps you company. And I used to have like jokes towards the end where I was like a little bit self-deprecating and guessing nobody's listening right now. So I could kind of like, whatever, it doesn't matter what I say. And those people that were listening, let me know, hey, I'm listening. I can't sleep at all. I'm listening because you're my friend in the deep, dark night, my boyfriend. That's where those terms came from. They weren't always here. I said, okay, I get it. Like, I'm not just here to put you to sleep. I'm here to keep you company whether you're awake or asleep. I'm here to be here to the very end whether you're listening or not. Just like a friend. And the best part is I'm a friend that doesn't leave crumbs. You don't have to wonder if I turn the lights out. You don't have to worry about spacing. I'm far enough away for sure. Whether I'll be on time, whether I'll stay past my welcome. I'm here on demand, which most friends can't do. That's what this is a great thing about making a podcast and doing it for a long time. So that's what I'm here to do, is be your friend in the deep, dark night, keep you company. What I'll do, what else you need to know? Give us more good news. Most people don't like the show. We don't listen to it. Doesn't put us to sleep. What else do we need? Oh, structure the show. So structure the show is just it's designed on how most people listen, but you can adjust the show or listen to different versions of the show to find what works for you. But at first, try this way because it's the most successful version of the podcast. And the most people benefit from it. So just see how it goes. And if you got a little bit different taste to sleep with me, there's a lot of different options out there. But it starts off with a greeting, friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So you feel seen and welcomed in. You say, okay, this does sound like a friendly show. I think I will give it a try. Or regular listeners say, oh, okay, there's Scoots welcoming me back again. And then there's support. So paying for the podcast is optional. You could either listen to the sponsors, support the sponsors when you can, or if you want an ad-free experience, it's on Sleep With Me Plus. But it works for most people. Then after the support is a long meandering intro, totally separate from the support. The intro lasts about 10 to 20 minutes long. It's where I successfully introduce what the podcast is. But it kind of is a setting the tone thing. I'm just not good at getting to the point. So that's why it takes me 10 to 20 minutes. But in that 10 to 20 minutes of the intro, it also helps ease you into bedtime to give you a buffer between the daytime or the evening and the time to get in bed and get comfortable. So some people fall asleep during the intro, a small percentage of people. Some people are getting ready for bed. Some people are doing a chill wind down activity or a chill, like barely an activity, but they're not in bed yet, or they're paging through stuff or doodling or whatever it is, knitting, hooking, crocheting, petting their pets, pandering to their pets, kissing their biceps, dipping their elbows in milk, whatever it is, like winding down. And some people are in bed getting comfortable. But that's what the intro is there for. And if you prefer a show without intros, Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me is in all podcast apps for free. So you can check that show out. But most people enjoy the intro. Like, it's different every time, but it's familiar. And it just gives you a wind down. So that's what the intro is. And then after the intro is support. Again, so it keeps the podcast free for everybody. And then tonight it'll be it'll be another one of those an audio experience, much like the one that came out like 6 months ago, which we did as a podcast, but it was very, very, it was very well known because the art did not match up with the experience for Wildy Wonga. So that'll be about 45, 50 minutes. Also, we'll be here over an hour. And I think that's it. I'm really glad you're here. I work really hard. You're on this show. I have a team of people work hard on this show. And they all love working on it because they know there's people out there getting comfort from this podcast. It's having a positive impact on their lives, and they enjoy it and the goofiness of it. it gives us all purpose. So we love doing it, and we work really hard. People that work in the show, they work really hard because we yearn and we strive. We really want to help you fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple of ways we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Hey, everybody, it's Scoots. It's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Bedtime Stories with Netflix Junior. If you have young kids and they also need some help falling asleep, I recommend checking out the Signal Award-winning and chart-topping Kids and Family podcast, Bedtime Stories with Netflix Junior. Each episode features characters from your kids' favorite Netflix streaming series like Storybots, Super Monsters, and Wonderoos, and incorporates themes like getting ready for bed and the importance of sleep, all in 15 minutes or less. Created with childhood development expert Dr. Tina Bryson, the show helps parents establish a nighttime routine where children can successfully transition to sleep while also building skills to navigate the world. Follow Bedtime Stories with Netflix Junior wherever you get your podcasts. Well, hello again. I'm so happy to be in your ears. You may remember me from such audio experiences as the Wildy Wonga audio tour, the Build the Builder audio experience, other audio experiences. I'm also available for your audio, though this is a so I'll explain. Oh, welcome to this tour. I'm sorry. I was explaining when I don't need to explain anything. I'm glad you're here with me. We have an exciting 45 to 75 minutes, also depending on what add-ons you've purchased in store for you. And now that time of your experience started when you pressed play on this audio. And I am your host for this multitude of experiences. You know, in the past, people have been disappointed with some of the experiences run by experientials, experiences, something. I don't have the exact. They don't provide me with this script because they said if we give you the script, then we're responsible for what you say. So I guess, but welcome to this multitude tour, because you now, some people may have purchased just one tour, but here's the thing, you get them all. So welcome to the Office Firm, Office Space, Office UK experience. I think I said that correctly. Those are all words that have spaces between them. And that's important, but they're also all used together. So none of them should be taken separately. That is one run-on sentence title. And you'll be experiencing multiple worlds of life at the office. And you may say to yourself right now, where am I standing? I'm standing in a swale. And you'd say, what fancy words, swale. I feel like I'm just in the grassy area of a parking lot outside an office park. That looks nothing like what I expected. And I'd say surprise one did this first surprise bring you delight? But this grassy area, this swale, is somewhere important. You're waiting in line for in a very important thing, because this is where three of our heroes returned to the office one day. And it's a forgettable scene, but oh boy, when you experience it, well, you're waiting. They were walking. Peter, Samir, and Michael, they walked across to this swale. Not this exact swale, but if you're familiar with these tours, you are now in a place, and you're in another place at the same time, because this experience uses the theater of the mind to provide the actual experience for you. So you may say, there is no grass here, this is just dirt, and this looks nothing like, I'm actually an expert in swales. I'd say, oh, well, that's great for you, but this is a theater of the mind. You've crossed over the arch, and you are on the stage, but the stage is within you. And if that is confusing, it may be intentional. But yes, we're coming up here where your pass will be checked to see if you've added any add-on experiences. And might I suggest dining for lunch or for dinner? Now, it is not included, but now those are not coupons they're handing you right now, so we don't want you to be confused. But those are special. They do say you get free refills, which I thought those places already gave you free refills. But those tickets provide you with free refills at any of those corporate restaurants listed. Now, to walk back to them, you do have to. It's right on the other side of the freeway, which you may be hearing that noise. This tour is actually traveling the world, so it may be a highway but a road with a lot of traffic. But we have confirmed that all our locations are just if you could fly just a few steps away from many restaurant options with now free refills. Now, I'm told my company will be the company I work for. They didn't ever paid me for the first audio I recorded, but that they'll be compensated for you going to whichever restaurant you go to. But there's Apple Hat. There's the chili sauce. Thank God it's not Monday. I think there's other ones too. What is the other one? Apple, chill. I don't know the other ones, but those are just some of the ones you'll be able to dine at, just like the characters on the show. And you might say, holy friend, is that Joanna wearing her flare? And here's the thing, you could say to them, nice flare, because most people that are working at those restaurants won't have, and they may not know what you're talking about. I don't know, I've never worked there, but it's worth a try, and enjoy your free refills. And thank you, because you may be paying the cost of me not being paid for making this audio. But oh, what an exciting time it is as we come here. And I want you to think about where you are, because you're no longer where you were in the world. With each step you're traveling the globe, one place, some places, and because you say, is this swale? Where is this swale set? And I'd say, well, it could have been anywhere, right? It could be in Texas. It could be in Austin or Dallas or Los Angeles. But it could be anywhere. Or do you feel like with each step you're going from Dallas to Scranton, and from Scranton to Memphis? But you could be anywhere in the world where your feet are, or you could move from place to place, because still coming is slow in the UK, not Reading. Oh, no, but Slough. I mean, I practiced that, but I'm still feeling like I've got it wrong. And for today, so which is the place you're in now? Oh, my goodness. I would have thought that you would have been in a different place. You're in a different place now, too. Now, tell me when you're in your chosen place of the office firm, Office Space, Office UK, how does it feel? It must feel good to be in that one place, your favorite place. How does it feel to be in the other places? Oh, yes, exciting to make so many journeys on what one would call a swale, or they would just say it's a dirt in a parking lot. But here, in the theater of the mind, we are here walking closer as they scan you're going in now. And this is the first time we've had a choice between our first experiences. Because you may be surprised. You may say, if you're just in the world, that plain world you're in, a plain old office park, humdrum, thank goodness, or whatever, it's no, not goodness, it's thank and not goodness, it's Monday. And I'm pulling up here to my working to work and file and paper it. You would think this would just be a normal office place, but it is not. Oh, no, it is not. This is a place of magic. Because, some people, when they're in that mode, the humdrum mode, which I'll keep you out of the best I can, but I just want to greet your humdrummer, because your humdrummer is the one, in a sense, these works of art are about. Sorry, I said that strangely. These works of art are about a humdrummer within me. I'll only use my experience. I won't tell you what to do. But for me, when they showed me the locations of this magical experience, part of me said, that doesn't look anything like any of those places. Where is this or where is that? Where would they park? That's not where they parked. Now, I did not take the time to think about movie magic or television magic, and that Mitch McDear was not going to walk right by me because that was shot on location, and the location is different than the place where they were. So I thought, I'm demagicking the movie and the show and saying, this carpet doesn't even look like this as we enter this building. But you could say it is nondescript, which is perfect. So if the part of you is humdrumming it, just say it's okay to humdrum it. Because really we're entering now is where we can turn to our straight ahead, or we could turn to our right and choose our next experience, unless it's on your ticket that you have to go, you have a choice ticket. Okay, well, let's see, which way would you, to the right. Okay, so you're off the trail here. Now, oh boy, this is, we're going on quite the journey. We're going off of the main path, they say. Because you could say, is that the smell of grease? Is that the smell of oil or sweat, of hard work, of collars that could be blue? And I would say you are correct that it is, this is now you could say, who am I on the lookout for? Roy and Daryl or Lee? I have to check my notes that those are the correct names. It's been a while, but Roy or Daryl or Lee, I think is the correct, and where they're working so hard, away from the office people whose hands are soft, but here the hands may be hard. Oh boy. And there is where they move things, and warehouse things, correct? But you can almost hear Daryl's voice as he's saying, do this or do that, or some comedy antics are unfolding, down here. Whether, someone's getting in the way or they're fish out of water. Pretty common. So maybe we could pretend we're the fish from the office now swimming in the warehouse. And we swim through this warehouse. And you may say, I thought this warehouse, and I'd say, oh, yes, can't you imagine the high ceilings of the warehouse? Don't let this ceiling here mask your experience, because this is a time to see that the heights of the warehouse are higher than the limits of our humdrum mind. And it is so exciting to be in this place with paper everywhere, where the real wheels of paper take place. But also, somewhere in here is Milton working hard. Well, but because you see, this is a time when all of the offices were, whatever your favorite part of the movie is, or the show, while things are flourishing, So Milton could, but you say, well, I want Milton to flourish. I'd say, okay, well, you could write your own story then. I said Milton could be down here working. But that doesn't mean Milton is necessarily working somewhere. But, they said, oh, out of place, out of mind with that Milton. Have him work next to the warehouse. That feels more like interconnected storage rooms when my humdrum observes. But as we go into this next room, which you could say is an extension of the warehouse, now this may be, in my opinion, the room closest in look to the actual what was caught on the big screen. Now, of course, this is a stop. Can I take a look at your ticket? Okay, well, you're going to be an observer here, though no one else seems to be on your tour right now, so I'll just walk you through what could happen here. Now, a lot of people, our friend Damon was the one who said, I remember this. It is essential to have this on the tour. And we said, oh, don't worry, Damon. For an add-on fee, you can have this on your tour. And so this has been provided. And we just happen to get that every office has a room like this, which you say there's some machines in here to, heat the building or the water. There's mops and a general disarray. But this is where real excitement comes. Now, would you like to now, even though you didn't get the add-on experience, you could help with the add-on experience, even though we don't have anyone to perform it. Okay, because you can see that wheeled thing on there is now you may say that's Wilford Brimley, and I'd say, oh no. And you'd say that kind of looks like a color printout of Wilford Brimley's head taped to some laundry bags that are taped together. And I'd say, oh, no, that is a bill from the firm. That bill. Oh, so stern. He's the one. So what you're going to do is, so go ahead and test it out. Bill is on wheels for this situation. Now, what would happen here, and you may have seen this at other experiences or theme parks, there's usually a rappelling experience where you could climb up a wall and then you get to rappel back down. Now, in this one, just like in the film, you get to be Mitch McDeere. Or in this case, you get to be the person who pushes the imaginary version of Wilford Brimley. You're like Mr. Brimley's assistant in this case. If he was on roller skates when they were filming the movie, which wouldn't have made any sense at all. But here in the depths of a building in Memphis, where there's some offices, but we're in a, random room. This is where Mitch McDear falls from the heavens. How many times have we said about Tom Cruise? Has he fallen? Now, observation about the film The Firm. Tom Cruise runs in that movie, which has become one of my things. Is if Tom Cruise is in the movie, will he be running? I know that Sleep Podcaster said it was his one of his peak film experiences, seeing a film. I think it was in 2017 or 2018 in the biggest screen, and Tom Cruise was running and people were jumping out of their seats and cheering him on. Run, Tom, run. And in this case, so in that film he runs. In this case, he does not run. He is sweating. And you will be allowed to sweat for part of your rappelling fee. But if we had a guest here who had paid for the add-on, which doesn't seem to be successful, I think it's just a Wilford Brimley thing, because who would want to fall from the heavens like Tom Cruise or Mitch McDear and land on Wilford, it's a color face of Wilford Brimley. And then you get to gently tap Wilford Brimley with that briefcase down there. That's Mitch McDear's briefcase full of the secret files. Oh, no, they're not secret files. That was the joke. That was my joke, actually. Let's just say that was my joke. I think that one is full of the actual, I don't remember. Do you remember when he fell from the heavens, old Mitch McDear? And he landed on Wilford Brimley and said, hello, catch me, Wilford. Catch me, Bill. Catch me if you can, but not like Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio, but catch me, Wilford. Catch me like your oatmeal, your sweet, sweet lips catch your oatmeal. Catch me in your arms. I've fallen from the heavens. So that's what would happen. And then they do a little game in the film where Mitch McDear says, how many times, this is the papers that I'm going to either bring to the hotel or back to my house and show, I don't know. These are important papers. That's what you would say, Wilford. Is this oatmeal on my papers? How could you, Bill? How could we not place a product placement in this movie? And they said that happened after the movie. They said, you're like Henry Fonda, finally playing the person who makes people frown. So congratulations to you, Wilford. Our house is no longer in order because falling from the heavens is Tom Cruise. Mitch McDear, sorry. And you've caught him. But you haven't caught him because you found that he said to you, files not, I need to bring these files to our client. Now you may say, are you buying time? And I am, because I wanted to make sure if people were having that experience. You did a great job pushing Wilford Brimley or whatever his name was. I can't help it. Do you want to take a picture? Here's the thing. This is a free add-on. You could take a selfie with Wilford Brimley if you want, or Jim, his name's Bill DeVasha. I don't remember catching his last name in the movie, but I'm sure he introduced himself. He talked very curtly, Mitch. Now, at the end of the thing, those will be available for purchase, though they forgot to stock oatmeal and lemonade, Country Time lemonade. That was my suggestion. I was told he was never in a Country Time lemonade commercial. That's what they said to me. And I said, well, good luck selling your add-ons. I will just read the two. So great job pushing Wilford Brimley. Take a picture. It's too strange. It's surreal. Well, I guess it is. It's laundry with Wilford Brimley's picture on it. But yes, you could have landed on it. And so we'll move on now. From this room, we will head out, and we're back in the lobby now and prepared for the next stage of our tour. Now that we're back here in the foyer, we'll say, I want you to look outside and see what you see, because do you see the outside through those doors? Oh, yes, you do. And you may be asking yourself, do I see Scranton or Slough or Silicon Valley, Los Angeles, Memphis, Austin, Dallas? Do you see that statue out there? That sculpture, not a statue. I'd say it's a sculpture. Oh, what sculpture do you see? Is it a square peg in a round hole? Or a paperclip, a copier? Or, because that's the next room as we enter this office UK, this firm, this space of office. You may be saying, oh, this is not the, but let's go through the door before we make any, you said, this is an open office space. Well, yes, it is, but here and left-hand side is a collection of printers, where you could do your TPS reports, or if you want to pretend you're Mitch, or Holly Hunter, whose character's name escapes me at this time. It's not written here anywhere where I could find it. Or, you could pretend you're Pam or Jim, meeting randomly and making making copies. You could be on Saturday Night Live making copies. Who are you? What are you copying? Or are you finding in the depths, you're about to play some hip hop, some Notorious B.I.G., I think, and you're going to say to this printer, you, printer, are like Wilford Brimley. You're my Wilford Brimley. For another add-on charge, there is a room. Now, it is a higher price because these used printers, we do have to gather them. And it is a two tiers. This is a late-stage add-on. But you could go outside and say to the printer, and we could print out a Wilford Brimley, or you could just pretend. Would you want to be Michael Bolton? Or would we could play Michael Bolton while you dance with the printer. But in a sense, in that Wilford Brimley, Mitch McDear sense. Now, I want you to look at these desks and see how they're arranged in these cubicles. And you may be saying to yourself, well, those are picnic tables. There's some of them. Those aren't. And I say, oh, no. Yes, outside of this theater, in that humdrum world, they may be picnic tables. But here, oh, no, they are not. These are so much more clearly than picnic tables. There's Jim's desk, and there's where Milton worked. So let's just take our time here because, some of this isn't where Mitch McDear worked, obviously. It doesn't have the gilded halls. This is another part of that firm. But let's pretend we're there in Slough, and we're walking into the entrance of the office. And to our left, we see Dawn greeting us. Hello, Dawn. How are you? Is that Tim and Gareth over there? I don't know. I think they're playing tricks on one another and giving one another a hard time. And we could see the water cooler. Maybe some people are gathered around the water cooler. Trudy, Alexander, Ben, Philip, Jamie. And there in the back corner, we see Keith, Of course, moving around the office, so busy. Mouse, Oliver, Rachel. Behind Dawn is the meeting room, And then the stairs. There's a storeroom. If we pass... Oh, Dawn, we're going to walk by. I'm giving a tour. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Tim. So good to meet you. Happy 30th. It's great to see you and celebrate your birthday. I know you don't want to celebrate your birthday, even though you have a birthday hat on. And Gareth doesn't seem to want to celebrate your birthday either. I can hear sounds coming from David Brent's office, sounds of he's being interviewed, so we cannot go in there. And we wouldn't want to, right? We're here to be comfortable. So we won't be saying hi to David Brent on this tour, though you could go, and you could go whenever you want. We're here in the Theater of the Mind. So it is optional, but it's been suggested to us that we don't, that would be something you would do. But yeah, before we pass by, we don't want to pass by his office directly, so we're going to turn here at the storeroom. But Tim, Dawn, is this where you've stolen away and looked longingly at one another, wondering if this is a forlorn... Oh, sorry, I'm speaking out of turn. But that's really the extent of this office here. There is a room where, you could have a smoke break in the opposite corner. There's Keith. Hello, Keith. I'd like to wave at you of all the people. And let's finish up our tour here. We're going to make one more turn. And then what we're going to do is come in the front door once again. Oh, boy, this is not Slough. This feels more like Scranton to me. Now, I drive through Scranton quite a bit, but that's neither here nor there. But we'll walk through the doors yet again, and how it's not, it's Pam. Well, hello, Pam. Hello. Sometimes, Pam, you're right. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's pretend we're seeing Pam right now at Pam Beasley, right? Once upon a time known as Dawn, but now Pam Beasley. And, it could be Aaron as well, depending on, hello, Aaron. Hello, Pam. I know we're living in an era of duality. This is an experience. We are here within, you are guests in the Theater of the Mind, Pam and Aaron, or Aaron and Pam, or just Pam, or just Aaron. Now, again, we will try to be silent outside of Michael's office, because we are here trying, obviously we don't need to be distracted by Michael. It is a unique place, though, and if you say, I thought we were supposed to be on the second floor overlooking, you could, if we could access Michael's office, which we cannot, you would see Scranton, USA, ScrantonPA.USA, parking lots. And that would be interesting, that is where we could see Scranton if we were there. And, Michael is iconic, though. I mean, while there has been other people working in this office, that's an add-on, actually. Like you say, well, and you say in the theater, no, you could do it for free within this, they want to do it as an add-on, but you could imagine whoever you want to. Robert California, paging Robert California. Could you take over in Michael's office, please? The doors are closed, which is rare for Michael's office. I don't know if have those doors ever been closed? They probably have. And here's the break room up next. This is where the action happens, right? I don't know why we went to the break room next, but that is where this current tour I'm on takes us. This is where you could have, people could talk and connect as friends or frowning friends that are not friends that frown at one another. You could have a snack. You could take a break. And you that's why that's a picnic table is representative of the leisure or clubs, where you could have, you could have your fancy lunch, like the fancy lunch club or whatever they called it. And while we're looking at rooms that are unavailable to us, here's the conference room as well. And this is where you don't want to be in a conference in this conference room unless you're watching it for entertainment, because, whether you're in Slough or the Scranton, whether it's Scott or Brent. Brent Scott here. Hello, Brent Scott, good to meet you. David Michaels, Michael David, David Michael Brent Scott. That's what they call me here around. I'm just kidding. I like Mitch McDeer because it's alliterative. Michael Scott's, yeah. I just do. But yeah, this could be where there's different things going on. I know we haven't seen Dwight or Jim yet. We've seen Pam. I know. But before we go, we want to see back at that intern, Ryan. Holy cow. This is an office. It's a broom closet. This is actually a broom closet. Now, Ryan is not in there currently, but you could look in there. And he could be in there working away and, soon to be running the show. He could be thinking, or solving, depending on, some people have I've learned have a split opinions on Ryan, but I prefer to see Ryan through Michael's eyes. In the theater, in this theater, you could, there's no wrong way. Is Ryan in there? Oh, did you greet him? Oh, well, yes, you did. Could you take a pencil for Ryan's office? Right now it's a broom closet, so you could do some sweeping. I mean, to prepare the way for Ryan. And let's go back across the way is Pam, dreamy Pam. We are here with Jim and Dwight. Maybe there's a bobblehead. I don't know, but here we are. Hello, Jim. Good to meet you. Dwight, good afternoon, of course. Yes. So good to be here with everybody. Yes, so Dwight, Jim, are you having a rivalry currently? Have you spoken to Toby today? I don't know. I just thought, hello, Kelly. Thanks for stopping by. We're all going to see Andy perform tonight at the musical. Maybe, depending on what time of year and where we are on the timeline. I'd like to sit down with Phyllis and Creed. I don't know if Bob Vance will come by to visit, but he may. And you say, are you just reading from a script? I say, well, this is the tour of the office. I'm trying to facilitate your imagination. Kevin, Oscar, and Angela back there. Are you crunching numbers back there? Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. But I don't mean to interrupt, but Stanley's busy selling things. Stanley, yes, good to see you as well. But I don't know. I'm always interested in the crunching of why do numbers have to be crunched? Couldn't they be well, I guess you couldn't inflate. You could inflate numbers, but would you even want to? That's an excellent question here. So I want to ask you, which desks would you like to sit at? Could you tell me which desks? Okay, so first you want to pretend. Do you want me to greet you as Dawn, as Pam, or as Aaron? Okay, would you like me to take your picture? I'm happy to take your picture. Well, hello, Aaron. Good to see you again. Yes, it is a nice day. Oh, now you're Pam? Oh, hello, Pam. Pam, I have to ask you about the TPS reports. I guess I have a case of the Mondays. I was overlapping two things. I had too much flair for lunch. I saw too much flair during my lunch. And then there was a man working for Wilford Brimley with blonde hair, and he surprised me. And I said to myself, another case of the Mondays. Okay. Oh, that's not from this one. Oh, that's from another show. There's an office in that show, a school. Well, so anyway, I wonder if Beavis and Butthead have ever been in the office, or in the this wonderful experience we're having. Now, I'm recording this before your tour, even though this is a very, there's a lot of variety of this tour. So I don't know what art you saw when you bought your tickets. But if I know the company that indirectly employs me, that you probably saw some fanciful art, right? Michael playing music with David, Pam and Jim dancing, Kelly and Ryan maybe playing hide and seek with one another. You know, Mitch McDear smiling at you and saying hello. Maybe even, I wonder if Gene Hackman has been in here. He probably not directly in the art, but I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe there was even a piece of art that looked like a movie, one of the newer, not a movie poster, but the kind of cover you see on a streaming service. So then you see many of the main characters around a central image. I would think they would probably do that to sell the tickets too, and say the office firm, the firm office space, firm office UK experience, and you'd see different, and maybe they change it, or maybe they offer different versions, and they did A/B test. Now that art is based on. Now here's the thing: the last time I didn't quite grasp what had happened. And, they created the art, and the experience was much different than the art. Now, this time, I would have wished they would have had, this would have been an interactive experience. It would have been much more, this, within the theater, I am enabling the interactive experience. Well, I'm also interrupting it. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be the interactive portion of the tour. But I got distracted thinking about how they sold this last time as much more fanciful. And then they thought that having a grounded experience, based on a place that they could rent that's already similar to all of these places, that there'd be much less objections. You're in an office, so just tour the office. Of course, the art is... evocative of idealized office. Oh, hello, Meredith and Kelly. What are you laughing at? Are you laughing at my narration? Oh, yes, it's a bit silly. Toby, I know you will object to the artwork that was used to sell the tickets, because, Daryl and Roy, we saw Daryl and Roy earlier, though, Toby. They were working hard. Were they working hard or hardly working? You don't know. And maybe other characters come in and out, like Jan or Holly, Joe, Gabe. I don't know, Gabe, I'd like to spend some time. Gabe, are you wearing a sweater? That's not a sweater vest. It's, is that what a sweater vest is? What is it when you don't have arms, but you put it over your head? You're shrugging. Okay, well, that's good. I'm just so happy to be here in this office. It's so bustling. So many people walking around. There's Peter. There's Milton. Hello, Milton. Good to see you. Bill. Oh, boy, Bill. You are and Bob, Bob and Michael Bolton, Samir, hello. Lawrence, you shouldn't be in this office. Now, some may say, are you just reading character names? And I say, no, I can picture. This is theater of the mind. Can't you hear it in my voice when I say, Lawrence, hello? I know exactly who Lawrence looks like. And I'm happy to, Paul, are you a consultant? Yes, you are, maybe. Oh, sorry, you're not. Your real name's Paul. That's how I could picture you. You're Bob. Good to know you, Bob. So you're Bob and Bob. Bob and Bob. That's Bob and Bob. Holy cow! Yes, it was just too much. I had free refills. That's what happened, Bob. Free refills. What a gathering here. Oh, that's Abby McDeer. Hello, Abby. Yes, Abby, you are one of the more courageous characters. And luckily I've gotten to the page where I could greet Avery. Avery, no offense, but you'll always be royal to me. You're royalty, Avery. Royally, you're royal to me. Tammy, thank you, Holly. Sorry I called you Holly. If it was the holiday season, I'd say have a holly, a jolly Holly. But you're Tammy here. And, oh boy, who is parked outside that window? Is that Wayne? And over there, is that Oliver? Or is that, I feel like I should be watching Designing Women or a performance of Mark Twain instead of wondering if that is Oliver. And there's Ray McDeer heading out. I don't know. This is quite a gathering where I'm reading through so many things. Would you like to sit at the desk? Here's another offering we have. It's imaginary filing. So what we could do is sit down for a spell. Have a seat here. Sit next to me. We're going to do some filing. Now, I'll tell you a name, and you tell me where to file it. The firm, office UK, or office space. Paul Calderon. Oh, well, that one was obvious because I just had done all the characters from the firm. I'm glad you got that one. Okay, let's try another one here. So that one, would you put it under P for Paul or C for Calderon? Yes, correct. Okay, next up, this may be easy, maybe not. Keith Bishop, that's a B, so we're going backwards. Keith Bishop, that's right. Keith Bishop. Oh, yes, that's a good one. Okay. Okay, how about only first name, but we'll keep in the beginning of the alphabet since we don't have a last name. His name is Brian, and the hint is if we had to make a last name for him, would be Brian Flair. Brian Flair. Yeah, that was obvious. I know. Okay, you want more filing. Isn't this pleasurable? We're working hard here. Who else do we have? How about Pete Miller? Pete Miller. No? Okay, well, how could I give you a hint? Pete Miller. Oh, that doesn't help. Why don't you, what if I gave you, what can I do to help you get Pete Miller? Well, what if we travel to Hawaii and we go to a place where a story based that's not in an office but in a upscale hotel named after a flower? No, that doesn't. Mike White. That doesn't help you? Not Mike Judge, Mike White. Okay. Well, it's from The Office. Jake Lacey played that character. Okay, so we'll give you another one, which should be obvious then. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of one that you won't know. I don't know what to tell you that you won't know. How about Holly Flax? Holly Flax. Yes, The Office, obviously. You put it under F. Okay, you do enjoy this, though. Okay, here's someone. Well, no, that's not going to help you. Give me a second to think of someone. Mitch's secretary. Yes, that's one you should know. Nina Huff. I said Mitch's secretary out loud. I mean, you know Margot Martindale for sure. So you should. I mean, if you don't, you do know Margot. You just don't. Go ahead and look it up tomorrow. You'll remember her. I would like her to, some of her characters are not always sleepy, but for the most case, she has a very sleepy demeanor. Okay, so you want me to do another one. Not Taffy. No. What about Malcolm? No, I did say Malcolm. Oh, you say that's very UK. Well, you're correct. You're correct. You want me to give you another one? Okay, I don't know any other ones that aren't going to be obvious. Manager of Tchotchkes? That's Stan, the manager of Tchotchkes. Oh, okay, so I gave that one away as well. Do you know who played Stan? Mike Judge, correct. Okay, I don't know if I'm very good at this game then, but I'm happy to be playing it with you. Because our time has nearly come to a close. I hope you've been enjoying yourself. You have? Oh, that's good, because I've enjoyed taking you on this journey, and I think you've enjoyed being on this journey. And do you want to do the add-on for the printer? Or we could go and get you could go and get free refills and enjoy having some refills. Where would you eat? Which of the places would you eat at? Peppers, Apple Jacks. It's a pepper place, the one that has the baby back. Barbecue sauce. Is that one of the places? Barbecue sauce, it's called. Yes. Well, it's nice to have you, and I hope you enjoyed this journey. Oh, let's leave the office. How about we return to the swale? Oh, yes, the two of us walking with the rest of your party out of this office. And as we walk out of the office, it does change. So you may have some dissatisfaction as you leave. But that's what happens when you leave the theater. It suddenly goes from a bustling office party for Jim and Tim's birthday, and to celebrate the promotions and all those nice things. Mitch McDeer's victory over oatmeal. All those things that have happened, all the journey we've taken, you will feel some, and you say, those are just picnic tables, used picnic tables taken from a park. Now you say, how do you know they're taken from a park? They have the park's name on there. Well, yes, they are set pieces, believe it or not. We had entered a theater, but when you leave the theater, even the theater of the mind, it's hard to journey back to the Mondays and the humdrums as we step out here, back outside. Now, where are we stepping out of and into? You know, I don't mind saying this. I feel like I've traveled time and space with you together. I'm really honored to have been there. As we traveled the world, we visited portions of the globe. I think we could agree on that. We felt the brisk chill of Scranton in the fall, the weather at Slough, which is weather, the weather, damp, maybe it was damp when we were there, I believe. We felt like we were in some place that could have been Silicon Valley, but also felt like Dallas and Austin and Los Angeles. And then, it was the humidity in Memphis. Oh, boy. But then we felt the anticipation of heading to, a chain restaurant to eat something. How about some tater skins, or some cheese sticks, what they call that, a smazany sear and or fried cheese. We could have some of that together. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And enjoy some, I think I'll have an Arnold Palmer. And then, when it's free refills, you could switch. So then you could have a lemonade or just a nice tea. Or you could create your own internal Arnold Palmer, have an iced tea. Then instead of my next refill, I'd like a lemonade. Then have lemonade. You've created an Arnold Palmer within you. And that's what I want you to take away from the theater is opportunities like that, that we could together travel not the whole globe, but some places on the globe. And time and space. And remember when we were right outside of Michael's office, we were tiptoeing so he wouldn't come out and talk to us? Because that would have, because you said that's like one thing they told me to anticipate. It's like, well, I didn't meet David or Michael. I mean, I didn't expect to meet Tom Cruise, but I expected to spend some time with either David or Michael or, someone else, Bill, maybe even. I expected them to interrupt us, but I can't be interrupted on this tour. So here you go. Here's with the magic of the theater. You don't have to leave just yet. There's one more special moment. Right out here on the swale, which is a patch of dirt in the real world. But here on the swale, someone's calling after you, calling your name. Your name. 1 second, please. Who is that calling your name? Is it Jim? Is it Pam? Is it Dwight? Gareth? David? Is it Royal? I would like to hear his voice call my name. Is it Michael having, Toby? Really? Interesting. I wouldn't have pegged you to want to have some time with Toby, but you will. For now, I will leave you. And as you get comfortable, you don't just hear Toby's voice, you feel the presence of someone, whether it's Toby or Creed, Kelly, whoever it is, they're there. They're going to keep you company across the deep, dark night as we end this portion of our tour. But I will see you again. We are working on another tour, a much more fanciful tour to a place that does not exist but will exist in Theater of the Mind. But yes, spend some time in the swale with your favorite character, even if it's David or Michael, talking about you, talking and performing for you. And behaving in over-the-top manner. Oh, dear, this is uncomfortable. But it is not. It's enjoyable at the same time. Michael, David, Brent, Scott, it's good to see you. And I will leave you two to it. Good night. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots here. This is just your tuck-in. Good night. I want to thank everybody who supported the show recently on Sleep With Me Plus. We could not make the show, particularly currently, without all our subscribers. Milos, Joshua, Lars, thanks, and good night. Maxine, Kim, Caroline, thank you, thanks, and good night. Des, Casey, Lori, thank you, thanks, and good night. Nathan, Philip, and Gabriella, thank you, thanks, and good night. Laurel, Samantha, and Medina, thank you, thanks, and good night. Emily, Lauren, and Barbara, thanks, and good night. Heidi, Sarah, and Mickey, Thanks, and good night. Margaret B. and Lane, thanks, and good night. And Tabitha, Brandon, and Amy, thanks, and good night. Thanks for supporting the show. We got a lot of cool stuff going on Sleep With Me Plus. When I'm recording this, we're just wrapping up subscriber summer, but we got Frankie going until we finish the book. Hopefully, maybe it'll be in 2025. Is that what next year is? This year, 2024? And we had a ton of releases, and we'll be doing a subscriber winner here in the holiday season as well. So, yeah, we got some cool stuff coming and couldn't do it without all of you. So thanks so much and good night.